Hello, this is History Rocks, and I am Bayek of Siwa. Today I am going to show you a little bit of how the religious system was developed in ancient Egyptian times. I am right here in the front of this pyramid. This is the tomb of the pharaoh Khufu. I want to take you in a little journey inside this pyramid to see what it has inside. I am going to need some light, so let me turn on a torch. Let me take you to the actual burial site of the great Khufu, the place where his mummy will be found some years in the future. This is what the pyramid would look like in the year 49 before the Common Era. You can see all the passageways that it has, places where all the working men would be doing the hard work to accomplish all of this amazing structure. Now, Pharaoh Khufu was one of the most famous kings or gods in the Egyptian civilization. His reign was very prominent and fruitful. As you can see, the passages in this pyramid are very narrow. This is a dangerous place. The pyramids were very well constructed, as they were specially made for pharaohs and kings and very important people. Here's an example of a previous chamber that leads into Khufu's burial site. This is probably the sarcophagus of another important person or even a member of Khufu's family. Now let's go even deeper. And you can see how the great Khufu was buried with all of his treasures, and this has a reason according to religious beliefs of the Egyptians. You can see how adorned the walls are and all the attention to detail this work of architecture was made with. This is now the tomb of Khufu. This is where his mummy was found. And you see it is a very special sarcophagus. Now let me tell you a bit about the Egyptian religious beliefs. Worshipping the gods was a part of their everyday lives. Many Egyptian religious customs focused on what happened after people died. The Egyptians had gods for nearly everything, including the sun, the sky, and the earth. Much of Egyptian religion focused on the afterlife, or life after death. The Egyptians believed in the afterlife stemmed from the idea of Ka, or a person's life force, a spirit if you may. When a person died, his or her Ka left the body and became a spirit. The Ka, however, remained linked to the body and could not leave its burial site, and it had the same needs that a person had when he or she was living. They believed that if the body decayed, its spirit could not recognize it, and the Ka that wouldn't be able to receive the food and drink and all the treasures it needed to have a good afterlife. To keep the Ka from suffering, Egyptians developed a method called embalming. Embalming allowed bodies to be preserved for many years as mummies. Only royalty and other members of Egypt's elite could afford to have mummies made. The peasants buried their dead in a shallow grave at the edge of the desert, and the hot and dry sand, lack of moisture, preserved the bodies naturally. Now, this is some of the customs that Egyptians had and their beliefs of how the body would find and the spirit would find, their only and common place after the death of the person. Now, let's go out of this pyramid and continue our journey in history.